director here back in 2014. Some of you may remember when he won the grand jury prize with How to Kill a Man. And that's just fantastic. Turns out he's not a one-hit wonder. This guy is really proving his mettle, and I think we're going to see a lot of him. He's here all the way from Santiago, Chile. Please help me welcome to the stage Alejandro Fernandez Almendra.
She likes To Kill a Man 2 years ago, and she likes this one today, so if you don't like the film, it's her fault. I had nothing to do with that. First time, shame no more. Second time, shame Shari. I hope you enjoyed this movie. We made it very quickly. Actually, 1 year ago, or even less than 1 year ago, we had the idea to make this film. This was a real case that happened in Chile that we took as a base for the movie. And it was really crazy. I took with my friend, my brother, and Augusto, and said, let's make a film about this. And we said, okay, let's do it. And we said, we have no money. We said, yeah, we have no money. And then, let's make a crowdfunding. We did a crowdfunding, and then we find some friends, and then we assembled an amazing cast, amazing actors that are here. Paulina, Agustin, Florencia, Maya, Diego. A lot of people help us make this film. There's a lot of people and now, less than a year later, we are here, which is really crazy. This is going to be the first time I'm watching the film, not only with an audience, but actually watching the film. Oh. So then probably you're going to ask some questions. I'm not going to know the answer. Probably one thing is that it was done so quickly that probably you're going to have some misspelling in the subtitles. That's not a mistake. It's because it's Shakespearean thing, so it's kind of an old book, so it has no misspelling. Okay, hope you enjoy the movie, and we'll talk later, and then you're going to meet the amazing cast and the amazing crew that made this film possible. Thank you very much.
Hello. Please help me welcome back to the stage Alejandro Fernandez Almendra.
I'd like to invite the people that work in this film, the producer, Augusto, also executive producer Florencia, and the co-producer Maya Zimmerman, Diego Perez, the sound designer, also come here. Yeah, and thank you for staying and for watching the film until here.
So we have some time for questions and answers. Anybody have? There's one right here. Yes.
Can you talk a bit about what this was based on, and what the story was based on, and what you did with it?
Can everybody hear the question in the back? Can you talk a bit about what the story is based on?
Yeah, the story is based on the son of a senator, right-wing senator that ran over a guy during the festivities, national celebration in Chile, and everything was very shady from the first minute. In the first statement, he said he was drinking a little bit, and then he said he was not drinking. The autopsy was kind of, tangled with it, and everything was kind of weird. And he was never convicted for it. And after he was convicted of manslaughter, and he was freed from jail, and then the prosecution decided to rejudge him under a different charge, and he was completely freed after that. So he walked out free, but two of his friends that were with him in the car were guilty of obstruction of justice. So it was this weird thing. The doctor who performed the autopsy, he was guilty of, you know, falsifying a public instrument, you know, falsifying the autopsy. So yeah, but like a couple of weeks ago. So it's like it's really crazy, this whole case. So we decided to go with something that everybody in Chile would relate to that case, but it's not specific to the case. Some things are, for instance, the drum of piscola. That was one of the things. There was this guy with 6 liters of piscola drinking. You know, so it was crazy. So yeah, that was what we did. But we changed it in order to make it plausible and also according to the new law. Because in Chile, after that case, in a couple of more cases, they changed the law, so they make it tougher, supposedly. And this movie is to show in a way that no matter what you do with the law, there's always going to find the way to use the feet of the law.
It's a question in the back.
Yeah, I read the news recently about the doctor who was convicted, which it says a lot about what happened. Everybody knows what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have a very local question. I'm Chilean, and I was a little bit disturbed in the last scene when he's getting a drink. Did he call Manuel Don Manuel?
No. No, but he could have been, you know, that's the thing. It's really humiliating for him to go into that, but
exactly. I think he says a lot.
But yeah, exactly. Like he eats his pride because he knows he's messing with the wrong people and he's better be friend with them. And they kind of accepting him in a kind of subordinate way, but so it's really not dignified at all.
Yeah,
the character is like.
Paulina, we're very proud of you. We're waiting for you movie in English. Very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I have a question, actually. The 2 movies that you have there about death, I wondered, what is your draw? What's your interest? What is it that draws you to this subject, the underlying subject?
Because I think this is we're talking about justice in a way. So this is To Kill a Man was a man forced into committing a crime, basically, and this one is one kind of forced him to admitting guilt. And I think what I want to show, you know, for To Kill a Man, it was really centered into the crime, and this one is like the crime you don't even notice. You hear something in the car at night, you see them looking around, and that's it, you know. So there's nothing really showing except when they show the body, you know. That's the only moment we see. But I think it's like the extreme when you get. I think justice, you can discuss about money, about many things, but I think when it comes to death, life and death, I think that's probably the definite thing where at least we should agree what justice should be, you know, life and death.
Thank you. Any questions here in the front, gentleman in blue?
Why were some scenes shot handheld, like a little shaky, while other scenes were stationary and smooth with the camera?
You know, we shot this film over 10 days. That was the time that we had. We get money enough to shoot 10 days. So that was it. So we had to do it very quickly. And we, I mean, my DP and I, we've been working together for 10 years. So we're kind of a married couple, so we know each other. We don't have to talk to each other. We look and we know what to do. And every movie we start without knowing what the style of the film is going to be. I think that's really important to work into this kind of unknown territory, because otherwise it's like you're going with a fixed idea that maybe won't work later on. So we start shooting, and the first scene that we shot, I think, was the statement that they have at the end. I think that was the beginning, the first day of shooting. Then we went to shoot the party scene, you know, and we had the scene when they go to pick up the drinks. And then we shot the scene when they say goodbye, and then like the end of the film. That was the first day of shooting. So, and I felt like natural to use this kind of handheld camera to follow the movement. And then like 2 or 3 days later, we shot the first scene of the film. And then I realized that what we were doing we were using handheld camera and kind of free-flowing improvisation before the accident, or when things are quote-unquote normal. And the camera becomes fixed after the accident. After the accident, he goes to bed, and that's the moment when the style of the film changes. You know, it's like more objective in a way. So we use those two, and those 2 different styles of editing, and there's a lot of ellipses. You know, like it's a different rhythm of the film.
I'd actually like to go deeper in the craft and talk about the performance.
Yeah, whatever wasn't related to the legal how do you say argumentation of the movie. You know, all those parts, like meeting people, going to parties, going to the beach. Yeah. Sex, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to the questions. Yes.
I don't have questions for Skate, but I really like the soundtrack. Will it be available?
Soundtrack. That's hot. Is it going to be available?
The soundtrack is already on Spotify, most of the songs, so you can look it up over there. And we hope to have something done with the original score, so hopefully we'll do something. Well, maybe we make another crowdfunding for it. I don't know. Yeah, no, all the music is 100% Chilean, so that's really a nice thing about the film, I would say.
Yeah, and the composer is a great musician. He has a rock kind of psychedelic band, and we work with some reference music that I had, and then he made this great theme at the beginning and the end, where I think it gives all weight to the film. And then I just put songs that I like, you know, the bands that I like. Anita Tijoux, I love that song because also it's not clear because we didn't use the translation, but the lyrics talks about, you know, something like fight the power, and you must make your voice heard, you know, fight the powerful, and that's contradictory to what's going on with inside of him. You know, so that brings also different.
There's a question in the front.
So I sort of saw two axes going on. One was obviously a broken judicial system. Another was sort of, it's interesting to talk about privilege at Sundance, but the socioeconomic aspect of the film. And I know that, for example, in Chile, I think it's the Gini coefficient is like 0.59 or something. I was wondering the extent to which that was sort of part of the film.
That's something. If you shoot a film in Chile, you have to show a very unfair society, because Chile is like that. So basically, I decided at some point we had some characters that were not like high class, you know, like rich people. But then I decided, you know, no, I'm making a movie about the rich people, and for the rich people, the poor doesn't exist. You know, they're only maids, like you know, like you're floating above water, and then suddenly you see like a kind of maid, which is a kind of a thought of a dolphin, you know, like, turn to the surface, just put things in place, and then the guy is looking, you know, taking care of the fireworks, and this guy tried to have a conversation, you know, like, oh, we're so friends, you know. The same happened to me in Mexico, you know. So it's completely living in different worlds. So I wanted to portray only the 1%, you know, like the top of the thing. So I didn't want to go into how this affects the other side. I think that we all can imagine, you know, and I think that's why at the end it's the maid that put out the fire, you know, in a way, kind of, okay, the party is over, so the revolution is coming. That's what for me, that's what the last scene represents, you know, like, and yeah. And also, for me, the two axes that works, one is that, and the judicial system, and for me, the other one is like this kind of broken, emotional thing. I think it's a character completely, you know, he lives in a kind of completely away from his own feelings. You know, he's not able to express his feelings towards people, so he's, yeah, exactly. So the two things go together for me. I mean, you have this kind of society where you create this religion, which is very temporary, based on, you know, Tinder and stuff like that, and then you create this kind of no moral land, you know, where to live.
I'm afraid we've run out of time. Please, another.